Hi guys, Dr. Chris here, and today on the Amiga Adventures, we are going to be, once again, upgrading the CDTV. What do we have in store? Pretty cool stuff. Stay tuned. Alright, so, enough of that. Got these fancy new Rode microphones. This one has a little gremlin on top for wind buffering. I'm going to clip it on my belly. That way it's out of the way, and hopefully the microphone is not too crazy. I apologize in advance for any weird noise. I'm working on figuring out this thing, which is the transmitter, into this camera. And my belly piece, which is this little thing down here. I apologize for not having a t-shirt on, but I do have my pajamas on. I don't know how this is going to work or sound, and I apologize in advance, as this is a learning curve for me. What do we have? We have the wonderful Commodore CDTV. You can check out other videos between myself and Mr. Doug at Tenmark to learn what this wonderful device is and does. Now, several weeks to maybe even a month ago, I ordered additional upgrades for this. Yes, I still have not done my cables. I really don't feel like taking this apart. I've been inundated with repairs, so my personal stuff has kind of taken a back burner. But finally, after a while, these things have come in, and I wanted to share them with you. In the last episode, we upgraded this bad boy to HDMI. I don't know why I plugged it into VGA, but I did. And I'm just going to flip it to HDMI. In the last episode, we did the RGB to HDMI with that custom cool board. On this episode, we're going to be installing a SCSI module that I purchased off of eBay. This has a enable or disable or enable disable. I don't know which direction it is. They're all like this upside down. So this is most likely on and this is most likely off. Inside you get a 50-pin regular ribbon header and an additional DB25 out the back. In this box is a magical mystery thing that I purchased off of eBay also. This comes to us from Adrian. Looks like this. It's got some magic science and 1, 2, or 2, 4, 6, 8 megs of RAM, and it just does some stuff and works. It has an ATF 1504 AS Amtel 8 at.
Are you stupid or something?
This chip inside, it does some science and some accoutrements, and I can then remove my 2 megabyte upgrade board. I'm going to put a 68010 in here. We're really going to bump this power. No, we're not. I just have an additional chip. That way I can leave the CPU in the 2 megabyte RAM expansion for the CDTV. And we're going to take a peek. But first, we're going to turn the unit off by the remote. And I'm actually going to turn the power button off. Killing the power, making sure the clock shuts off. I'll even push the power button again, drain any current out of any residual capacitors. Now remember, there's a lot of cables in here from that HDMI ribbon. They're floating around all over the place. Screws are out. There's 2 on each side and 2 in the back. We're going to be removing the lid by pulling her away a little bit and then just lifting up. And then she'll just fold, and there's some clamps here. Clamps? Little thingy grabby dudes in the front. We'll put that over there. Now you're going to see here, I have the upgraded ROM. I don't know what version it is, or does some science. This is my 68000 with a 2 megabyte zip RAM upgrade. Here's the original 1 meg here. This little magic device is the Denise adapter to the ROM switcher. Kickstart switcher lets you go from 1.3, which is over here. I taped this down right here. And it runs up here to the front, and that gives you the controller magic, joysticky, DB9 science that runs around here. Now what we're focused on here is the upgrade slot, which is just next to the RAM here. Now this is going to be interesting, because here it is, but you're going to notice my board is in the way. I'm going to remove my processor board by just pulling it out. This is an SIL turn pin, 68000 with 2 megs of RAM. This unit is, I have no idea, it says CDTV RAM 2 megabyte, 8 megabyte from Micro Luke. Con reset on or off. 2 megabytes or 8 megabytes. Interesting. I don't know. I guess it depends on which chips you put in. This is from 1994, apparently, according to this date. From this date, it's 1994 on here. We're going to set that aside. Now we have access to install our processor as we just dropped them right on the floor. The notch is to the right, so we're going to make sure our notch is to the right. Line up our chip and just give her a squish. Right here is the expansion slot. She's nice and dirty, so I'm going to give her the old Nintendo. That's good. And while my moisture spit dries, this just literally just plugs in here like this. So there it goes. So this lines up like that, and it's really close, but it does not touch. Now to test this, that's all the upgrade is, right? That's for that. We still have the SCSI card to do in the other slot. To test this, I've already plugged in the GoTech. While I'm in here, I should be smart and upgrade this to Kickstart 3. Yep, there we go. 9 megs of RAM. Just like that. Plug and play. I had to pay $74 for this upgrade, but it's really cool and frees up my worry from the case lid hitting that top. Everything's working fine. Now my cables are messed up, so my time doesn't go incorrectly until the lid is on and it pushes down on these. Magic. It works. I don't have a keyboard for this yet. I'm waiting on an adapter from Poland. I'm going to switch out this ROM to a newer ROM. Several of you, I want to thank in advance, have sent me ROMs and other goodies, and I greatly thank you. It's helping out with repairs, and I just want you to know that. I greatly appreciate it. I have a Workbench 3 ROM, my prototype ROM from Commodore right here. This is my pilot production version of Workbench 3. I even have a CDTV 3.1 upgrade. I can burn myself another one. But for now, this is going to be in here. We're going to boot Workbench 3.1. There is our 3.1 ROM screen as I hunt for the disks. Now we're going to go into expansion board diagnostics, and we can see that there are 2 expansion boards now. One is in the under slot for the video. The other is in the actual expansion slot of the CDTV. 9 megs of 9 megs, yeah, that would be nice. 1 mega chip, 8.1 megs of fast, and we are just rolling. I would love to type the word CPU, but I cannot type anything on this at the moment. 68010 here. We're cooking with bacon. Check it on the ROM here. We're in 3.1, which is nice. One of my favorite ROMs. We have a 68010. Now it's not going to be any faster. Maybe a hair. Maybe. I doubt it. I should have done a comparison before, but I'm not really looking for any massive performance. No. 756 dry spins, 0.78 MIPS, and 7.09 megahertz. So on a NTSC Amiga, this is 7.16 megahertz. Boards, see if this actually tells me. It does say Commodore A2091, A590, and 3586, which is my 8 meg board right here. It's part of the CD-ROM bus. Now you can see down here that I left this open. I left this open mainly because it has the power for the, you can't see that. It has the power for the back of the CD-ROM unit, but as I lift this up, she's wide open. She's got a nice big hole. This is the SCSI module. It just says CDTV SCSI. I will link in the description below where I got this on eBay. It does have an AMD chip like that of the Amiga 3000, except this is in the PLCC style instead of the DIP. It does have 2 terminators on here and some magic. Okay, so in a nut farm move, I got a DB25 cable here. And I got the RA SCSI fired up. We're going to plug in to the back port. I need to set a boot image, so I'm going to run the advanced IP scanner here just to see what the IP address is so I can get on the website of the RA SCSI. Okay, so here we're all set up with the RA SCSI. I just have my Amiga 3000 files on there. If I am in A500 mode on this switch, or Amiga ROM mode 3.1, it's not going to do diddly. I need to be in the extended ROMs, which are these two new guys. So I'm going to flip this into CDTV mode. You can still boot off of discs and stuff. It's still a ROM. You just get the SCSI portion. So remember that. When you're booting on your SCSI devices, make sure you're in your CD30... Almost did it. Your CDTV ROMs, because that's how it gets the SCSI. We're going to boot install 3.1 here. Here we go. And I should get a light here in a second. There we go. There's the SCSI being checked. And we should have a SCSI device called Big show up on the screen in a second. If this works, it is booting install. There's Workbench screen. There's Big. Yay! And there's DH0 non-DOS, which I don't want to mess with because it's actually 314, and here's my Amiga 3000 original drive, and I could actually boot off of this if I wanted to. There's my Amiga 3000 stuff. So the hard drive is working, and the activity light is the light on the back here. This orange thing is SCSI activity. I'm running externally because I really can't fit anything internally. Now you'll see here on my two 3000 files, I'm going to just attach them. 1, 2, and I'm going to grab a blank called test.hda. I'm going to put that in ID 0 and attach it. I forget what's on it, but it says Quantum Fireball. Now all I have to do is turn this back on. Alright, now I have nothing in that hard drive, so we're going to load this HD Toolbox and see what it sees. And if so, I'll just build myself a WinUAE image in the SCSI crap. There's SCSI 0. It's my test hard drive, and I can say change drive type and define new and read it. Yep. Great. Quantum Fireball 200 meg. That's my tester. Okay, sounds great. Save it to the disk that's almost full. High Omega zips in there. Partition the drive. We'll delete this one. We'll have one big mama. Can't call it anything else because I don't have a keyboard. Sounds great. Save changes the drive and quit. Now I should have a hard drive pop up in a second, but I'm just going to press the reboot button because I'm impatient. There's my DH0 non-DOS. We're going to format this drive. The funny thing is I can't give it a name. I'm just going to quick format it. Don't care. There, I have a hard drive of 200 megabytes named empty where I could install Workbench too. I just don't feel like it. What does HD Toolbox say? I have 3 devices, 0, 5, and 6. Oh, whoops, okay. Save, save, save. Different file system. I probably just screwed everything up. Alright, there's my stuff. There's Big. So now I can take empty and grab my 3000 original drive here. And I'm going to grab DH0 or system, which is probably way too much stuff. And I'm just going to copy it to empty. It just shows you that you can have a SCSI device on the CDTV. I'm going to have to customize this a little bit more just to get going with this unit, and you know, kind of the final upgrade for now. External SCSI, I'm going to get a nice box like the RA, something tiny. SCSI to SD's class, external, hook her up. I don't know yet. I have a bunch of external drive cases. Spray paint one black to match the CDTV case. Put my screws in on my video or my SCSI card. Maybe even think about an internal solution underneath of the board behind the massive CD power supply. Plenty of room in there. So that is all I got for now. So until next time, thank you guys for watching, and I hope you learned something.